Hi guys, Ms. Robbins here. Today we're going to talk about how to read notes in lines and spaces on the treble staff.
The treble staff is a 5-line staff that looks something like this. The staff works kind of like a chart that shows how high or how low pitches can sound. And the reason this one's called a treble staff is because we see here the treble clef. The treble clef means that these pitches are high, like women and children's voices, or instruments like recorders. There's another clef called the bass clef that is used for low sounds, low pitches like men's voices, or low instruments like the tuba. But since none of us in here have low men's voices, and since we're not playing the tuba here, we're going to be reading the treble staff. We might be familiar with this way of naming notes. This is called solfege, where we name pitches with names such as do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Today we're going to talk about letter names of pitches, but they kind of work together. How many different pitches do you see on this pitch scale? It's a trick question. How many different pitches do you see? If you said 7, you are correct. The reason why is because do and high do are actually the same pitch. This one is just an octave higher. So we have do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, and ti, 7 different pitches. If we're using the letter scale, we would start with, let's say, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. That's 7 letters. And so then we go back to A. We would not start moving on and keep going to H. That's why there is no H in the musical alphabet. If I played it on a xylophone, for example, you can see we have C, D, E, F, G, and then we go back to A again, B, C. That way C and C are the same pitch, just an octave apart. Go back over here. This pitch that's 1 line lower than the staff is called middle C. And it's really important because it's the middle C that rests right in between the treble staff and the bass staff, which we're going to learn later this year. In order to play recorders, we need to know the letter of the pitch in order to figure out how to play that pitch on our recorder. So to figure out the pitch, we could do the old boring way by saying, okay, if I want to figure out this pitch, I need to count up from middle C. C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Okay, that's B. But there's actually a faster way to do it. If you notice, these pitches that I'm showing right here are line, space, line, space, line, space, line. So if we went back to the xylophone for a second, that would mean that we would just step from one pitch to another without skipping any. What I just played was line, 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 and we skipped space notes. But if I just go line, space, we call that moving by step. So I could say C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Or I could divide them into space notes and line notes. And there is a very famous saying that helps us remember the notes on the lines, and that is every good boy, and then this line would be does, and this line would be fine. So that means that this pitch is E, this is G, and this is B. And that makes sense because if you go back, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. So it kind of fits together. The space notes are even easier. We consider this the first space, and the space notes going up spell a word that rhymes with space. You might remember it from a different grade. It's face. F, A, C, E. And that's where we get the musical alphabet.